Hello, Miami. You're watching 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday, and welcome to 305 Sports Now. Once again, I am your host, Will, and today's episode is a fun one. As the commits have rolled in, and the Miami Hurricanes have landed two big offensive tackles here from the state of Florida. The wall of Mirabal has been fortified, thickened, and strengthened as once again the Miami Hurricanes have made the offensive line a priority this recruiting cycle, which will be great for the protection of upcoming quarterbacks, whether it be Judd Anderson, whether it be Reese Poffenbarger, or whether it be Luke Nickel. The bottom line is, though, it's probably going to be Luke, because I think Luke is the future of the Miami Hurricanes. So the bottom line is this is a great get for Alex Mirabal, a great get for Mauro Cristobal, and a great get just for the Canes in general. And what is to argue? These guys are juniors, and they're over 300 pounds already, all right? It is absolutely amazing. They're entering their senior year. And let me go over, okay? The first one I want to go over is Demetrius Campbell. Demetrius Campbell and Jaden Wilkerson are going to fill up the Miami Hurricanes offensive line in the Hurricanes roster. Going first with Demetrius Campbell. Listen to this, guys. How can you argue with this? 6'6", 300 pounds out of Orlando Christian Prep, obviously Orlando City, Florida. Okay, play left tackle as well. A solid athlete. Okay, aggressive, strong, powerful. You can tell he's on the field. He's absolutely massive and huge, right? As well, he can block in space, which is very good. You could use him on screens. You could pull him as well, but you could use him on screens as well. And if he is going to find a little defensive back, he will absolutely destroy him. Quick as well. So this is a good get for Mauro Cristobal and the Miami Hurricane staff, all right, to say the least. I'm really excited about what we're doing in terms of building the trenches as well. And the next guy I'm also going to talk about is, of course, I can't ignore, is Jaden Wilkerson. Now, Jaden Wilkerson is even bigger. Okay, he's from Edgewater, Florida, all right, also out of Orlando. 6'7", 330 pounds. Some other sites have him at 6'7", 350 pounds, right? He's like another Ines Cooper, who's absolute beast, was also a 3-star, and has been one of the best guards in the ACC the last couple seasons, right? Been a flat-out beast, I will say that. Now, I do like Jaden Wilkerson in terms of the way he could pull. Jaden Wilkerson is also a good at pass protection as well. Ferocious blocker, solid footwork, two-sport athlete, by the way. He is a two-sport athlete, as he also played basketball in high school as well. Also played basketball as well. He is a solid run blocker, and he's just an absolute mauler. Okay, get him in space, pull him, get him in space, and he will pretty much destroy any smaller defender that is in front of him. He will beat up, all right, whether it's, the end or the tackle, right, that's going up against him. And he will also destroy, all right, as well, any small defensive backs in a screen situation, or you pull him as well. So these are two guys that are shoring up Miami's offensive line. And let's not forget that Mario's main goal is to shore things up from the trenches, whether it's on the offensive line and the defensive line. Although quarterback is the most important position on the field, we all know that it is the most important position on the field. Your quarterback goes the way your offensive line goes. If your offensive line stinks, the quarterback's going to have to do a lot more than he may have to make sure the team is better. Okay? But to quote my buddy Joe Gross, all right, Coach Joe Gross, okay, who coached over at Central and coached over at Western Highlight High School, if you have a good and solid O-line, you can do literally whatever you want on offense. And I totally agree. If the Miami Hurricanes continue to have the solid offensive line that they had last season, despite only winning 7 games, and that also is a tribute to bad quarterback play. If Cam Ward is as good as advertised, which he is, I've seen him in person, I've seen him play, and what you're in practice, the Miami Hurricanes will be absolutely dominant on offense, because Cam Ward more than likely will not make the same mistakes that TVD did last year. But that's here nor there. The bottom line is, though, by shoring up the offensive line, by building and stacking those trenches in general, your team is going to be good for years to come, because that's where games are won. They're won on the trenches. The one on the offensive line, and the one on the defensive line as well. If your offensive line is strong, your offense looks a hell of a lot better. Okay. If your defensive line is strong, your defense looks a hell of a lot better. And that's where we're at right now with Miami. It's all about stacking that talent. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, don't let the star system fool you. These guys will probably get a 4th star. They're probably evaluated because of they're still young. And so, in many cases, could be other cases as well. There wasn't much information given on 247 when I looked it up, to say the least. But the bottom line is, though, remember, Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal have a good eye for talent, especially in the offensive line, especially in the trenches. And Alex Mirabal might be the best O-line coach in the country, right? Might be the best O-line coach in the country. He's a guy who put Penesul in the NFL, right, as well. And despite the draft status of Javion Cohen and Matt Lee, you know darn well those two are better. Those two are better than what they were drafted as. Okay, I'm sorry. They should have been drafted much higher. Matt Lee was a solid center. I don't think he allowed a sack at all, in Miami. And Javion Cohen hadn't allowed a sack either. So they're going to be solid. If given an opportunity, they will be solid NFL players, whether if it's on rotation or whether it's starting. The bottom line is, though, Matt Lee and Javion Cohen will be solid NFL players. Penei Sewell is a beast, okay, over there for Detroit. And also, I will say this, though, what we're building right now is a monster offensive line that will win us games for years to come. All right, for years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it in regards to the offensive line. I just want to give you guys a bit of understanding about, not understanding, I'm going to give you guys a preview of some upcoming shows as well. If you haven't seen it yet, please watch part 1 of my interview with Lawrence Smith. Lawrence Smith played defensive back over at West Virginia, but he is a South Florida product. He went to high school at Turner Tech, played ball over at Northern Senior High School, right? Northern Senior High School, and he goes over that his history playing football here and how he's able to pretty much accomplish his goals at West Virginia, from walk on to getting on the field quite a bit as well. Part 2 will air Sunday. It'll air Sunday at noon. It's basically the transition outside of football, from football coach to also youth group leader as well. So there'll be a lot of faith-based stuff on Sunday's episode. Okay, so I just want to let you know. So part 1, if you haven't seen it yet, is the football life. Part 2 will be life after football. Faith, family, football is going to be the topic 2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports Now. Have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe. God bless. See you soon. Go Cane, guys. All about to you. Bye-bye.